Hello and welcome, my cups of ants, to Super John Bombo's Social Distancing Chips Challenge. It's going to be an absolute blast here. And of course, that was an absolute mouthful to say. Try to do it yourself, man. It is not easy to say. So what this challenge is going to involve is some very, very fun stuff, guys. First and foremost, there was a wonderful idea here to kind of get going with all of this while this is all going on in real life. But of course, what we're doing is we're not going to put any monkeys inside of the range of other monkeys. Within reason. You guys will see what we're doing today. But check out this Boomerang's range. You're going to see that he's got a pretty decent amount of range here. We cannot put another tower in there. So what we have to do is we have to space out our monkeys in an efficient and fun way. And of course, we're playing on Chimps mode. So there's no selling involved at all. If you put a tower down, he's stuck there forever. Now, there's some more specific rules that I want to talk about later on, like, for example, military monkeys need to be at least one dart monkey range away from each other. And the reason for that is because military monkeys don't really have a range, at least most of them don't. Like, mortars are basically the tiniest range ever, even though they've got infinite range. Heli pellets, tiny range, even though it's actually infinite. Monkey aces and snipers, same thing. So we're going to have to pick these tower spots out for sure and make sure we do an absolutely excellent job. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you press the like button. Check this out, by the way, man. Check this out. Woo! Just there, man. In the exact spot right there. We can get all three spots with the door here. It's wonderful. But if you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you press that like button for me. I'd appreciate that a bunch. Subscribe if you haven't. I promise you will not regret it, man. Press that little like button. Press the little subscribe button if you want to. Press the little bell button as well for more awesome stuff coming real freaking fast towards you. So, of course, we're having fun today. We are having a blast with this, quarantine, social distancing thing. Kind of making fun of it a little bit. But let me be honest with you guys and tell you that this is a real thing, and you should actually listen to it. All right? So, if you guys don't know, in almost all areas, there is a social distancing rule. Make sure that you're paying attention to whatever your area's rules are. Most of the time, just stay 6 feet away from people. Don't visit your friends if possible. Don't visit your family unless you live with them. Those kind of basic things, right? So try and follow those rules. It's going to literally save people's lives. It's upsetting. Nobody wants to deal with this whole pandemic that we're dealing with right now. I think, in general, there's some of you guys out there that are like, my life is no different, and that's fantastic. I am happy for you. But for a lot of people out there, their lives are literally being turned upside down. And for a lot of people out there, they are literally dying. These are all terrible, terrible things that we don't want to, have to deal with for the most part. But we have to. So, you just following the social distancing rules may actually save lives. And I think one other thing that I want to say before we kind of move on from this is that you may not notice anything drastically changing in your day-to-day lives. Things mostly might seem the same. Maybe going to the grocery store, having your parents go to the grocery store is a little bit more complicated or a little bit different. You can't do as many fun things outside of real life as usual, right? Yeah, I mean, those are all terrible things, but realistically, you might not see any changes, but that's because all the changes that are happening are in the healthcare industry. We want to make sure that there's beds available for people if they get sick, and to do that, we need to make sure that we dampen the curve or lower the curve, so it's not just a extremely high, everybody gets it all in 1 month, and then it just dies out extremely quickly. We'd rather have it last longer. I know that's sad to think about, but you'd rather have it last for 3 or 6 months, slowly over time, rather than just everybody getting it all at once and hospitals can't keep up. So that's the reason why we're doing this, by the way. Anyways, that all being said, let's get back to the strategy here, guys. So I figured one of the biggest issues we're going to have here is a lack of camo detection overall. One thing you got to keep in mind here is 2 towers that are very, very particular and very, very important usually in Chimps mode we cannot use. So villages, to get it in range of another tower, you're breaking the freaking rules, Chris. You can't quarantine that. Maybe that could be like the hospital thing or something like that if we really wanted to break the rules. But no, we're not going to do that. We are going to have villages have to quarantine themselves as well. And then we also got to think about things like the Alchemist. Like the Alchemist is literally only useful. Check this out, by the way. We got a sniper right here. We're going to put him out of range of Fedora here. He's not going to be in range. Make sure the middle pixel is for sure out of range. That's what we're considering here. He's out of range of Fedora, and then we're going to get him upgraded over here. We're going to get the quick shrapnel shot and even faster firing, which I'm going to talk about in just a second here. But the Alchemist, man, I mean, he's an extremely important tower in like 90% of the times we play the game. At least I do. I use freaking Alchemist all the time, man. On the Heli Pilot, on the Sniper, on Adora, tack shooters, whatever, man. They're all really, really good. But in this situation, we can't use them at all. So we have to figure out how to get a good amount of camo detection and a good amount of, like, just damage overall without powering up other monkeys. Like, we can't get primary training or something like that if we just pop in a couple quick primary monkeys. It just doesn't work. So we have to think outside of the box here. Instead of just throwing everything down in one little area, we gotta think different. So right now what I've got going on is I've got this is one of my favorite towers in the game, as you guys probably can tell from the deflation here. I'm really loving this sniper right here. This is a 0-2 sniper, getting up to 0-2-3, 0-2-4, and eventually 0-2-5. I don't know why I like him so much, but I really, really do. Also, I wanted to throw out this boomerang spot right here. I don't really know if it's fan-freaking-tastic like I think it is, but dude, we're doing a lot of damage. It's literally perfect. I don't think you can have a better perfect boomerang spot than this right here. Maybe in the loop or something like that, but the exact area that this hooks around in just goes right back around, hooks around, and hits them a second time for sure. So unless we're literally getting every single damage that we can out of our boomerang here, he's going to hook back around and get it again. So that's insane. That's absolutely insane, man. So there we go. We got the delicious sniper over here, and as you can tell, things are changing, and our things are changing for the better right now. It's looking good. So another thing I'm going to talk about is that we might want to build something in this chocolate, what do we call it here? Chocolate lake, chocolate river, chocolate, you know, I always want to call it the water fountain, the chocolate fountain. I don't know why. It's just like, it pops in my head. Chocolate waterfall, and if we want to, chocolate beach, like that sounds pretty hot right there, man. I'd love to go on a chocolate beach. Heck yeah, dude. Sounds delish. But I think we got to go with chocolate river, right? Which, I think before we get there, though, we want to do as much damage as we possibly can. We also want to be able to pop the Moab. So I was thinking, what about a top path monkey ace? And again, what we're doing here is we're trying to distance ourselves from other towers to the best of our ability. We'll also think about a good spot for him. I think this ends up being a pretty decent spot for us. It's out of the range of pretty much everything. It takes away a little bit of spots where we could put stuff like next to our boomerang there. But overall, it's just such a good spot. I don't think we can pass it up. So we go for a 4. I want the camo detection here, but I'm gonna, it pains me, but I'm gonna go sharper shots on him, man. The sucky thing is, if you guys don't know, Sky Shredder used to have automatic camo detection, so no matter what, you never got a 520. Every single time is a 501 or a 502 if you really want. Now, that camo detection, especially without this village, is gonna matter for this challenge. Like, of course, right when this happens, man, of course, the social distancing challenge is gonna have this happen to us, so that is absolutely terrible. But we're going to power through it, man. And now I think we got a pretty good setup right now. Sniper, delicious. Monkey Ace, great Moab pop and power. Boomerang, just doing a great job overall. I mean, I really can't complain about him. Adora's always getting more powerful here. So, oh, look at that. Elite Defender power. He's only weak against one round in particular. Otherwise, he can basically solo this entire map up until round 80. That means we can save up money. Yeah, get our money flowing up in here. I'm also thinking, man, what about a nice, juicy middle path alchemist? Now, this is a sort of a late-game tower here, right? We want to make sure we got him out of range of all of our other towers here, but Unstable Concoction is a good late-game tower, but not too bad for right around now. I mean, he does damage, he does lead popping power, he does any group blow-ups whatsoever, you're going to do massive damage to these guys. And if the Monkey is popping these things right away, it's just a ton of damage right at that exact entrance right there. These Bloons don't even get on the screen, and if they do, Sniper Adora clean up, dude. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. So anyways, I was thinking about it, and, you know, if there ever was a chocolate river out in the world, I'm not sure if I would drink it. I mean, is it cold? Is it warm? I mean, warm chocolate would make sense, right? I mean, that makes sense. But if it's cold chocolate, that's kind of weird. Like, it shouldn't be melted if it's cold chocolate. You know, like 40-degree cold chocolate, just chugging that thing. Maybe chocolate milk, I guess, might make a little bit of sense. That thing is going rancid in no time. So that all just sounds terrible. I don't know how I feel about that. Now, check this out. This submarine right here is following the rules. Middle pixel of the other tower. We cannot put it in range here. And it's all about the placement, all right? So when we put the sub down over here, we're going to upgrade him. We are going to get the longer range, but that was his original range that we were talking about, not the upgraded range. All right? Now, though, we've got a submerged sub, not even up to a nuclear sub, just a submerged sub that's going to get rid of the camo Bloons. I feel like this combination is wonderful. I mean, if you don't have villages for that camo detection, you got to find out different ways to do it. And I think the mortar gonna decamo-wise a lot. The sub gonna decamo-wise a lot more, and then the sniper just there for cleanup on the camo detachment. Hopefully, if all goes according to plan here. Looking good though. But I was thinking, man, I mean, even if you're a submarine in there, like I don't know if I'd be drinking that chocolate right there. But even crazier, I mean, there's a lot of Oompa Loompas up in here, right? We know about the Oompa Loompas on this map. Well, what if, I was just thinking about it, what if the Oompa Loompas have a factory upstream over here? Whoa, what do you mean upstream, Chris? Well, what if these Oompa Loompas are pooping in our stream, pooping in our river? I mean, even if it's chocolate to start off with, if there's a little bit of poop smeared in there, I'm not sure I want to take a chance, all right? How would you even know? Regular water turns brown. Okay, you can tell. You can tell it's poop water, all right? This stuff, you have no idea what's in this thing, man. It could be toxic sludge. There literally could be hundreds of thousands of Oompa Loompas in a slave camp up above that waterfall there. We just don't know. You know, this might be the little escape town down here. That's why they're all hiding. Oh my god, it's making perfect sense now. Oh crap. It's all coming together, which is scary. Indeed. So far, it's all about money saving. I was thinking, do I want to go permacharge? Do I want to go for a transforming tonic? Do I want to go for the sky shredder? Like, I've got a lot of money right now. What do we want to build? And it's a tough decision, man. I mean, we could go permaspike. We could go sky shredder. We could go Apache Prime if we want to, man. We can already get an Apache Dart ship, but we could probably get Apache Prime going if we're really feeling it here. But I think after all things are considered, this is a really, really long, big, chunky map right here, so I think we gotta go Sky Shredder. We got our Monkey Ace in the perfect spot. He's doing a great job. He just got a recent buff over here. The only weakness right now is that he can't pop camo Bloons, but I hope that my mortar and my sub will decamoize the DDTs. Yes, that can happen, by the way. You can decamoize the DDTs so they are no longer a camo Bloon, and your regular towers can then see it. So that's what we're going for. We're hoping for it. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but let's hope for the best, I guess, and see if we can get this guy going. Of course, money is not coming in very fast at all. We got to save up another 13,000 or so. But like I said, things are going very well. The only round that's going to struggle, we're going to struggle against a little bit, is going to be round 76, I think. Check this out, by the way. A very tough round 75 in most situations. Sniper, Monkey Ace. Oh, man, that's a beautiful, beautiful combo right there, dude. Delicious. Delicious. We got them all covered here in round 76, though. We're going to use Adora all of her abilities, and it looks like it's barely going to be enough, but it is enough, man. Now, I say barely enough, even though we popped it in the middle of the screen, because regen Bloons, if you don't pop them fast, it's very unlikely to pop them near the end of the map. Like, if you don't pop them through halfway through, you're dead. In like 80% of situations, man. It's just, that's the way it works. That's the way the cookies crumble, by the way. So, you know how I was talking about how you guys were my cup ants today? I got bad news, man. So I've been really, I gotta tell you guys a story. All right, you guys seem to like my stories. So if you guys are still sticking around this late into the video, man, all you cool peeps out there, I gotta tell you guys an ant story. So, first of all, out of all the bugs in existence, I would say that ants are my least favorite. I was attacked one time when I was a kid. This isn't even the story, by the way. This is the prequel to the story. When I was a kid, one time, I was outside, and I had a fascination with bugs and insects and animals and all that stuff. I liked to learn about them. I really did. I loved them. I thought they were so fascinating. Ant Wars, freaking delicious. Sky Shredder! Yeah, baby. Now things are changing for the better. We got a Sky Shredder before round 80? Really? Now that is good news for us. Hopefully, the Sky Shredder is just going to keep us in this game almost the entire time, but we still have to think about what other upgrades we want to get, because the Sky Shredder is not unstoppable. He's good, but not unstoppable. So back to the prequel. So I loved looking at all these bugs and catching all these bugs. I used to love like finding caterpillars and praying mantises and all that good stuff here. But ants, there's a lot of them. And whenever I saw a big pile of ants sitting out on the sidewalk out there, man, I would go check them out. I would watch the Ant Wars firsthand. Some people, they might look at the Ant Wars for, you know, a minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 seconds, say, oh, hey, look, there's an Ant War. But me, I'd freaking watch these Ant Wars for a good solid hour, dude. They were fun to watch. You'd watch all the ants coming out and killing each other. And, like, I know that sounds a little bit morbid, but it was surprisingly entertaining and fun and interesting. I think interesting is probably the most important word there. So anyways, one time I was sitting in the grass watching the ant war unfold. Oh boy, was I. The ant war was pretty intense, man. I watched it for a good long time, and then all of a sudden I realized, bam, I got bit. What? Oh my god, it hurt so bad. And keep in mind, I'm like 10 years old at this point. I'm not 25 or 30. You know, I can still watch ant wars, but for this story's purpose, I was about 10 years old, okay? So, oh my god. So I got bit once, and I think that when ants bite, they release some sort of pheromone, because it wasn't just like one bite, it was like one bite, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I got bit like 100 times in no time. Now, luckily, these were not fire ants or anything like that. They were just the little black ants. But I somehow got that many ants on me all at once, and they purposefully all waited and then bit me all together, man. Yeah, they planned that thing out. I had hundreds of ants on me. They all started biting me, and I started freaking out, man. It doesn't feel good to get bit by ants. It really doesn't. So I'm getting absolutely owned by these ants. So what did I do, man? I'm like 10 years old. I start ripping off all my clothes, trying to get all the ants. I start screaming. I start crying. Like, Mom, help me. The ants are attacking me. So she comes out, and she doesn't know what to do. She's like, what are you crying about? Like, you're just a crybaby or something like that. I'm like, no, the ants are attacking me. She looked at me. She's like, wow, there actually are ants all over you. So DDTs, how we doing? Looking good, looking good. So again, I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm crying here. It's not looking good for me at all. And then, lo and behold, she brings out the hose and she starts spraying me down, man. She's spraying me in the face and the shoulders, everywhere. I'm sitting there in my boxers getting sprayed down over here. And luckily, the ants did leave me while getting sprayed. They did not latch onto me or something like that. I am not allergic to ants, luckily, so they did not do any long-term damage, but that scarred me for a little bit. So I have a bit of a hate for ants now. I don't watch ant wars like I used to. I don't sit in the grass 2 feet away from them, 3 inches away from them. No, it's not like that anymore, guys. It's upsetting, but it's not like that anymore, okay? So the recent ant story now. So I've been lucky. In my houses that I've lived in for the past 5-6 years, 0 ant infestations. 0. Not even close. Like, I don't even think I've seen like a single ant more than like a couple times a year. Like, like maybe one here and there just like randomly gets on my clothes or something like that and comes on in. But like generally, not much ants, man. But then what happened was I started noticing in my bathroom there was an ant here and there. I'm like, oh yeah, look at this. There's an ant. He's been in our bathroom for forever. And I'm like, oh wait, there's a second ant. And the next day there was like 3 ants. And then 4 ants. It was really weird because, uh-oh, round 95, man. How we doing here? We got Permaspike now. With everybody working together here, it looks like, whoa, baby. With Permaspike, we got it covered. But without Permaspike, dude, we might have been screwed. Not going to lie to you guys. That was a tight one. That was a tight one right there, for sure. Anyways, we end up with quite a few ants in my bathroom. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here, man? Like, why are they in here? What are they doing? The crazy part is they were just random. They were like, there wasn't like a spot they were going or a spot they were coming from, seemingly. It was just sort of random, like an ant on the toilet, an ant in the shower, an ant on the mirror. It was like, oh, that's kind of weird. What's going on here? So then I checked. I'm like, oh, crap. Let me check really quick to make sure I don't have, like, they're not eating my deodorant or something terrible, you know? So, luckily, I checked down in there, no ants. So I'm like, okay, we're good. Anyways, I realized what I did, though. Okay, now this actually happened in succession, and keep in mind, this is a bit of an idiot move, but what I do is when I give my dog a bath, I usually end up giving her a bath by putting some peanut butter on the back wall, and she just sits there and licks it, and I bathe her. Well, I did that a couple days ago. I didn't realize that I think they found the peanut butter, and they were getting in. But the question is, how were they getting in? I'm on the 2nd floor in my bathroom here. Like, this is really goofy for ants to get up there, dude. So anyways, I found it. So there's I have this big, like, not even like a picture window, but it's like like in the gym, you got those big square glass pieces, like 10 of them lined up on top of each other to let light in the bathroom, right? Well, it just so happens that the caulk that leads to, that like keeps the window and the outside separated, or the inside and the outside separated right at the window, was broken. So these ants were sneaking in through the caulk where the caulk was gone, getting inside and taking the peanut butter. Well, it just so happens that it got really bad yesterday. So check this out. Round 99. Beautiful. Got really bad yesterday, man. So I had to make sure I dealt with these ants. So what I did was I finally found where they were coming from. Since there were so many, I'm like, oh, I found the hole finally, you know? That's where they were coming in, right at the very top of the window, where you can't even really see it from standing. You have to, like, get up on the bathtub and, like, look at it. So anyways, I caulked that bad boy off, and the ants are no more. They have been taken care of, guys. The ant story is done, and so is this social distancing challenge. We did it. We did a perfect job here, guys. We took these guys down like a breeze. Look at that. Bad balloon. Freeze them. Freeze them. There we go. We got the perma-spike in the back here anyways, and that's going to take them all down, no problem. But it's always nice to be able to pop most of them, if not all of them, before they even make it to the perma-spike. Save them for later or whatever. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this wonderful, wonderful video, make sure you press the like button for me. If you like the ant story, triple press the like button so it's an odd number, all right? Do that for me. And of course, have a super duper delicious day.